Good afternoon, everyone. This is Clem with Quinny's Book Talk and Reviews, and I am your literary ambassador. And today, y'all, I have a children's book author that's coming in for the 15-minute book and author spotlight, and I'm waiting on her. Good afternoon. I'm saying good morning. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. Quest. Let's do it again. See if it's working. There you go. There you go. There
Here
you go.
I am. Let's see how I figured. I'll turn the camera around. Here we go. Hey,
How you
I'm
doing?
good. How are you?
Fine. Um, please introduce yourself to the reader.
You know what? I know this game, and I keep forgetting to play it. Forget the rules of the game. So my name is LaQuita Parks, and I am the CEO and founder of Pay Pro V Publishing. And Pay Pro V is Pain Progress Victory, because I believe without pain there is no progress, and without progress there can be no victory. So I help people take their stories from a thought to a realization. And I'm excited to be here with the literary ambassador yet again for hello. How you doing?
Hey. Okay. Let me ask you some questions. Have you ever wanted to write children's books?
You know what? It was never my dream to write children's books. I've been a note taker basically, and I journaled and read, but writing, and I was an avid reader, but writing was never my thing. That was not my story. So no, I never said I would write children's books. It just happened.
Oh, wow. Okay. What was your inspiration behind your new children's book?
Well, so the inspiration behind Ouch Lies Hurt was, and it's a collaboration. And I always trying to find something with my publishing company. I like to do children's books that are human interest. So most of the children's books that I've published have been human interest books. And so the first one was My Neighbors Don't Look Like Me, and that was during the pandemic, of course. But then all of the issues with race, and we've been going through that forever. And so with Ouch Lives Hurt, it was just a way. I believe in helping parents help their children make better choices. So the inspiration was to help parents help their children make better choices. And Ouch Lives Hurt is a fun book. It's really cute. It's very colorful. And it's one that, sometimes when we feel like we're learning something, sometimes it feels like it can be a chore. And teaching children at a young age that telling the truth is good, that was the inspiration behind Ouch Lies Hurt.
Okay. Give us a brief description of ouch lies hurt.
Ouch Lies Hurt. It's just I decided to use emojis as the characters of the book, because children recognize, even little children, they recognize emojis. They recognize the smiling emoji, the mad emoji, the fun emoji. And so I decided to use emojis, and it's just a simple book that says, and it's in the form of a poem, and it just says, ouch, lies really hurt. Telling the truth buries lies in the dirt. And all of the graphics are there just to kind of reiterate it. And it's really, really simple. And I wrote a song to go with it. So, and actually, you get an inside scoop today, because starting next week, I'm heading to where this weekend. But starting next week, I'm going to do a little contest and have people send in videos of their children singing along to Ouch Lies Hurt. And and the ones who do, we're going to go into a drawing, and they're going to get a set of books. So if it's a daycare, if it's a school summer camp program, And they can find the song, because when you buy the book and download the, there's a barcode, a QR code, and the book, you can download the sing along, and it's me, teaching a sing along, and it's so much fun. Listen, my grandchildren, my youngest grandchild is 1, and she knows how to say ouch, ouch, and she knows the tune, and my 2-year-old knows the whole song. So you get an inside scoop. Ouch lies hurt. I see some friends watching.
Well, let me ask you this: since you say in the ebook form you can download it, but what about the print form? And is there going to be like a?
No. It's not an ebook. It's not an ebook, but in the print book there is a QR code, so you can scan it, and it's also, the song is also available on all the platforms: iTunes, Amazon Music. So I did a little CD, a one little song CD, so it's all available. You can Google it and download and then sing the song, and it's a very cute song.
Okay. Can you read an excerpt from your book if you can?
You know what? I can do that. I did not. Let me pull it up right quick, because I did have it next to me, but I can do that. So I'll read it. It's a really quick book. So, it's called Ouch Lies Hurt, and let's see. Now, this is what you call should have been prepared, right?
Well, I'm sorry, I should have told you.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Listen, I should always be prepared. Okay, so the book it's called Ouch Lies Hurt, and it says, so this book is dedicated to all parents who live by the truth and believe in instilling truth in their children. Ouch, ouch, lies really hurt. Lies really hurt, and they make people cry. Please, boys and girls, don't tell a lie. Be honest, boys and girls, because ouch, lies hurt. Telling the truth buries lies in the dirt. And then it repeats, ouch, lies hurt. And I think I'm singing the song. That's not even book, but that's the insight. That's the insight. So I'll do the song. It's called Ouch, Ouch. I like that tune. Ouch, ouch, lies really hurt. Ouch, ouch, lies really hurt. Lies really hurt, and they make people cry. Please, boys and girls, don't tell a lie. Ouch, ouch, lies really hurt. Ouch, ouch, lies really hurt. Be honest, because ouch, lies hurt. Telling the truth buries lies in the dirt. And then it gets more and more animated, because children understand, ouch, 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 lies hurt. So the more animated it gets, the more they understand, ouch, lies hurt. So there you have it. So you have to buy the book to get the real story.
All right. Who is your target audience for this book?
My target audience, preschoolers, I would say babies, anywhere from about a year old. And I say that because my 1-year-old granddaughter totally understands. Mm-hmm. She understands it, and she can pick it up. So I would say toddlers up to about age 6. But really, it's good for adults. I think I mentioned before, I've had adults to call me and say, hey, why is this song stuck in my head? So I had my T-shirt on the other day, and my granddaughter, she pointed, she was like, ouch, ouch. So they recognize ouch, lies hurt. So, and emojis again, even when you're scared or in trouble, that emoji, they understand that. They understand those faces.
Now tell us about your publishing company, and are you looking for new authors?
So Pay-Per-View Publishing, I started Pay-Per-View Publishing in 2020 in the midst of the pandemic, after several trips to the Mayo Clinic. And the doctor told me, while you're not dying, you are suffering. While I was at the Mayo Clinic, I had people sending me messages saying, hey, how did you publish your book? And I thought to myself, I'm at the Mayo Clinic. People, yeah, y'all should be asking me how I'm doing. But I didn't say that. I kept that to myself. But I did. I started publishing books while I was at the Mayo Clinic, and I found that it took my mind off of what was going on with me. So, and it started the healing process. So I started having people to reach out to say, hey, can you help me? And from that time, hey, Lachelle is what she said, I am an author with Pay-Pro Publishing. And from that time, I have had the honor of publishing books for over 100 people, including anthologies. I do a veterans project every year. So if you're a veteran and you want to participate in our next veterans project that's coming out for Veterans Day, please submit reach out to Pay-Per Publishing. And so I really, really love helping people take their stories from a thought to a realization. And so with that, in the midst of that, I've written and published 9 of my own books, including 2 children's books. And I decided to write a children's book for each one of my grandchildren. So I'm working on the illustrations for those now. And I'm working on authors who, Tracy, here's another Pay-Per-View Publishing author. And I am very, very excited about it. I just finished a book for another author yesterday. I'm working on several others who will come out before the summertime is out. And so I really love it. I love it.
Do you have any book events scheduled for this year?
Yes, I have one huge one scheduled for Saturday it's Juneteenth Festival, the Soul Food Festival, which I'm looking forward to. So if you're listening and you're going to be in the South Carolina, Fountain Inn, South Carolina area, come on out and get to meet the publisher, the CEO and founder of Pay-Pro Publishing. I'll have a special discount going on for that day only, and I'll have books. And one of the things that a lot of people don't know about me is that I create fragrances, because one of the things that sets me apart, I believe that sets me apart from a lot of other publishers, is that I recognize the fact that when you start to write, you get anxious. There are so many different moving pieces, and there's so much that goes into writing, especially when you're writing your story. You can deal with some anxiety. There's nervousness. So I use essential oils. So I created a fragrance for Pay-Pro Publishing called Rhapsody. And Rhapsody helps with anxiety. I have given a lot of my authors a bottle of Rhapsody, and they have had a lot of great, great benefits from it. So I'll also have some Rhapsody available at the fair, at the Soul Food Festival on Saturday, and I'll be giving away some samples. And we'll have books and more. So I'm excited to just share and to network with people. So I have that, and then I also write for a magazine. So if you are listening and you want to be featured and you want your book to be featured, send me a message. I have a podcast show and a radio show or television show. We stream live on Roku Television. And as long as your message is inspirational, motivational, and encouraging, I want you as a as a guest on my show. And Miss Carolyn said, I have not received my sample of Rhapsody. And you know what, Carolyn, it is on the way. It's actually packaged and ready to come to you. Just got to be shipped out. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Amen. Now, we had a question in the comments from Ro the Literary asking, are you a traditional publisher?
I am not a traditional publisher. I am what some would call an indie publisher. So no, I'm not a traditional publisher. When you publish with Pay-Per Publishing, number one, you maintain 100% of your royalties. We don't keep any royalties. You maintain 100% of your intellectual properties, and we get our field. And for most traditional publishers, you submit your manuscript, and then they give you an offer, and they deduct money. Most of the time, what happens is when they accept your manuscript, they do a contract with you, and once you have satisfied the amount that it costs them to publish and edit and all those things, then you start getting royalties. We don't do that. We take our fee is when we publish with you. When you publish, and then you get 100% of your royalties. So we have publishing packages, and our publishing packages are very comfortable. And we offer coaching and development throughout the process. So we hold your hand through the process because we know that people don't, people don't haven't done this before. And I actually have those who have published before. Miss Queenie, a lot of them who've published before. I've had a lot of people who have published. Their books are available on Amazon, and they take their books down, and they have us and have my team. We have a whole team to redo the edits and to redo some of the formatting because they're not comfortable with the way that their book was put out. So, we do some different things from a traditional. One of the biggest things is that we don't do, we don't have you submit your story and then we pay you royalties. We don't do that part.
How can readers find you and your books?
They can find us at PayProvi Publishing. It's PAPROVI publishing.com. You can also, I'm on all social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. You can find us there on any of those platforms. And if all else fails, you can Google LaQuita Parks and it will come up. If you're interested in us helping you with your story, we can do that no matter where you are in the story writing process. If you started your story and you don't know how, you stuck, you don't know how to finish it, we can help you with that. We can help you get unstuck. And if you've written your story already, we can help you, send it to us. We can read it. We can do a review. And if it's ready to be published, we can. So, Miss Queenie, we get it on the front end and you get it on the back end.
And tell us what Pay Pro V stands for.
PAPROV means pain, progress, victory, because I believe without pain there's no progress, and without progress there can be no victory. Miss Queenie, when that name was first presented to me, I was trying to find a name, and one of my authors, we were riding down the street on the way to a book event, and I was thinking of names, and he was like, well, what about PayProV? And I shut him down quickly. I was like, that doesn't roll off the tongue. But I got curious, and a couple of minutes later, I looked, I said, well, what does that mean? And he said, pain, progress, victory. And I said, wow, that's the story of my life. Mm-hmm. So that talks about my life, because I'm the victim of medical childhood trauma. And pain, progress, victory is my story. So it was only fitting that I named PayProV Publishing after my own story, because I understand, and a lot of people don't get that, but I truly understand the trials and the tribulations that most of my clients go through in their life that leads them to the point where it's time to tell their story. And it could be in the form of a children's book. It doesn't have to be an autobiography or a memoir. It can be in the form of a children's book. It can be in the form of a workbook. It can be in the form of a cookbook. It can be in the form of a funny story. But it's your story, and it's that way of getting that out, because there's somebody waiting on the other side of your story so that they can get the healing from their story. I believe that 100%. I've seen it. I've seen it day in and day out, and I continue to see it as I publish people's stories. So it gives me great pleasure to do that.
Okay, before we go, can you give us any final thoughts?
Yes. And first of all, let me say thank you so much for having me. I really, I love what you do. And since you were on my show on Thursday, I already had great respect for you, but I have an abundance more of respect for you and what you do. And I appreciate the feel that you do. So this is a professional reader, y'all. So if you need somebody to give you an honest feedback on your book, you would be doing yourself a disservice if you don't reach out to Miss Queenie Clem, the literary ambassador herself. So my final thoughts are, there are going to be people who are going to tell you that you can do this or you can do that, or you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that. When it comes to telling your story, tell your story. It is your story. Nobody can tell your story like you. And for those of you who are waiting and there's something that's holding you back, let me say this to you. Do not leave this world and let somebody else create the narrative in your story. Tell your story the way that you want to tell your story, because I can't even tell my children's story. I can only tell the bits and pieces of their story because I don't know their every aspect of their life. They're adults now, but they can tell their story. Nobody can tell my story like I can. Nobody can tell your story like you can. So don't wait. If you feel that urging to tell your story, go ahead and start. You can take a phone and just start dictating to yourself. If you need help to get started, send me a message and say, hey, I'm reaching out to you through the Literary Ambassador, and I'll send you an outline on how to get started. I like outlines because it helps you organize your thoughts. So, you can do that. You can do it. I believe it. Because, again, 100% of everybody living and dead has a story. You can be a part of this exclusive group of writers, because out of the 8 billion people on the planet, less than 1% of the 1 billion people will take the time to write their story. Do you know only half of that 1% will take the time to actually complete the thought and publish their story? So that's not a whole lot of people when you think that here I am, one person, and I have 9 published books with my name on it. And there are millions of people with just 1 book. So think of those things, write your story, and don't let anybody tell you what you can't do. You know, there are those people, if I was you, when they start saying if I was you, you stop listening, okay? Tell your story. I'm all about the story, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in today, LaQuita. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much for having me, and Miss Queenie Clem. It has been a plump, pleasing pleasure, better than a triple-decker peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Amen.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. You can drop down.
See you
Thank you.
Saturday.
Yes. See you
Bye.
Saturday.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, y'all. Y'all heard it. LaQuita Parks, Ouch Lies Hurt. Thank you for coming in today. I really appreciate everybody coming in and showing me support. Thank you, my tribe, for coming in. I really, really appreciate it. I am Queenie Clem, the Literary Ambassador. This is the 15-minute book and author chat. And today we had Dr. Valma Bagby earlier, and we had LaQuita Parks right now. I do these every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 3:30 and 5:30 p.m. If you would like to be on this segment, please hit me up. I will gladly put you on. Thank you for supporting me again, and I'll see y'all on Wednesday, 3:30. Bye, y'all.